Yo, what up? So my earphones are being stupid. Anyways, that was just unrelated. Hi, I'm back, and today I decided that instead of um reacting to logic, I'm just gonna react to a video because I feel like that's easier than reading stuff and reacting to it. So let's just get started. This one's Jubilees. Do all plus size people think the same? I've been seeing people react to these, and I thought, why don't I hop on the scene? My credentials: I'm a fat person, or I'm plus size, which I have problems with that term, but let's just jump into the video and then maybe I'll talk about that later. The seasons of this? I don't know. I thought they did like good videos. Season 2. Oh.
I am offended by the word back. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. One thing I'm gonna say that right off the bat, I'm just I thought that everybody was gonna go to agree, and that's what I thought happened because I forget what the lines mean. Like I forget what it means agree and what means disagree. So right here means disagree, right here means agree, and so they're asking if they're offended by the word.
Go.
The reason I am here is because I feel like in the past, fat has been such like a derogatory term, and like we've been so like ridiculed for the way we look. It's almost like I want to take that word back and make it a positive thing. Like, oh, someone called me fat, so negative, and be like, yes, I am. You know what I
um,
mean?
I'm laughing probably for a different reason. So yeah, like when everybody went over there, I was like, oh no, if I was in this group, I would be like so. I mean, also outnumbered by how I look because although I'm overweight, I'm not as overweight as these people, and I'm not. I don't mean that like any offense. I just mean like genuinely, I'm not like these people look like they're at least 100 pounds overweight, 70 at least. I'm like 50 pounds overweight, which is still a lot for me. But anyways, so taking back the word like fat. I feel like the reason I'm not offended by the word fat is because it's a description. At the end of the day, yeah. And I know people say, "Oh, you have fat. You're not fat," but you are. I'm fat. It doesn't mean yes. Technically, I have fat. Technically, somebody has beauty. They aren't. They aren't beauty itself. They have beauty. It doesn't really matter how you say it. So that's how I have to say about that. But anyways, I am fat, and I used to be really uncomfortable with saying that about myself, but that's because of my own insecurity. It's not because I was offended when people said it. It's just because the word made me cringe because it just reminded me like, oh yeah, I am. But now I've kind of taken that word back, I guess, for myself because I saw it as like a reminder, and it is a reminder. But for me, it's a reminder that I'm not going to always be fat, and I know that. And that's how I look at it, in my opinion. Because if you have never watched this channel, whatever, I have like 2 videos on this channel, and they're both kind of dumb. I see myself as a person who I want to lose weight. That's what I'm doing right now, and I've been working towards that. I don't want to be fat forever. So that's my kind of outlook on this. Anyways, I'm not going to respond to every single point they make, but yeah, with that, like, I don't really agree with I don't think it's a compliment to be called fat if I'm not fat, but if I am fat, it's just kind of a fact. But, people obviously use it as an insult, like, you're fat, you should feel bad about that. You have bad habits or something, and while there can be some truth to that, oh my God, I'm sorry, I just thought there was a bug on my bed. I was about to like kill myself or something. Anyways, just a piece of hair, sorry. I don't know, like I don't want to. I'm not gonna disagree with everything these people say. Like I'm gonna agree with a lot of things they say. We're all fat, obviously. That's something I can agree on. But yeah, like I think that if she sees it as taking it back, the reason that kind of worries me is that she's saying that, which I already know where this video is headed. I saw a couple of the comments. Not gonna lie, I saw a couple of the videos, a little bit of the video, but I thought I just start it over and play it out. Is that she's kind of saying like fat is a good thing, or it's like it should be seen as great or something. I don't know, like, body positivity, fat acceptance, like, hey, that kind of mentality. That's what I'm worried about, It's like taking back the word means as in changing what the word means, Anyway, just keep watching.
Just like change the way we think of it.
A lot of words that should offend me don't. I think it's because I'm just kind of like, I don't even need the word to know your intention.
Exactly.
So I know your intention, and if you're using it to like hurt me, I don't care what word you use. I care
I
that
just
you
don't
wanted
like
to hurt
seeing
me.
people's nipples.
I just don't look at like
So
a
it
word
doesn't
like
matter
that as being
what size they are. I don't like
wanna
seeing
give it
people's
power.
nipples.
No, I don't want to give it weight.
Well, you made a cute joke there.
Being plus size is a choice. 3,
Yes.
2, 1, go.
These MFers are gonna say no, except this one girl. And I already. Okay, wait. I think I'm gonna go to her reasoning.
Standing on this one and not strongly disagree, because some people do like try to be plus size. Like there's like lots of people in the gay community that are called like eaters and feeders. So people do try to be bigger, but I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a choice. So that's the only reason why I'm not strongly disagree.
Oh yeah, and then some people move on.
You hit the one on the head. Yes, I feel that.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say like it's not even just in the gay community. I feel like a huger part of it is in the straight community. It does happen, and it definitely happens in the gay community, especially with like gay guys. But I feel like a huge or bigger part of it is in the straight community. Like that's where the main like mainstream media about it is with straight couples. It's always the man feeding the woman a bunch of food, like in the show or whatever. And even just in normal life, I feel like that's more of what it is, because it always is the man. Who's feeding the woman. That's usually what I've seen.
I feel that.
I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. Everyone was so happy for me. I hated myself. I hated the way I looked. I hated why I exercised and things like that. And so I made the conscious decision of my parents are not going to be supportive, or maybe they won't like it. My community, the Korean community, is going to be really disappointed that there's a fat Korean walking around the world. But it was a choice for me to say, well, I don't want to work out 8 hours a day every day and hate what I look like to be skinnier, so I'm going to let myself eat more than a quarter cup of white rice today.
I disagree because
Okay, so what I would say to her story is that her body, she can do whatever she wants. If she didn't like how she looked and she genuinely didn't feel great, and she was okay, enjoying the pleasures of food rather than getting healthy, that's her opinion. I mean, not her opinion, that's her choice. So like it makes sense why she's in that on that line, because she made that choice and she's acknowledging it. She's acknowledging she made that choice. Then good for her. That's what I would say. Like, I'm not gonna tell her, oh, she should have been healthy or whatever. Like, do I think that? Yeah, but she can do whatever she wants. It's her body, But what I will say is that 8 hours a day, that's crazy. Even people are like even an hour a day, people are like, yo, you don't need to be going that hard. 8 hours a day, I'm sorry, but there is no way that she worked out 8 hours a day. I'm not saying that because she's overweight. I'm saying that because that's like, you're a celebrity. Like, no one, who has 8 hours? Like, if anything, maybe like a weekend. 8 hours? You're at the gym or at home for 8 hours? What are you doing? What do you fill the time up with? You just do repeated workouts? And if she was doing 8 hours, like, realistically, that's unhealthy. That's bad for you, to be working out 8 hours a day. That's not good. That's not good for your bones. Have you heard of, even people who are like gym rats, they have rest days. They have times where they don't work out for a week or 2 weeks. It's not something that's that constant, like, you don't need to be all into it. It's not an all or nothing kind of thing. Obviously being healthy, putting in the work, it's going to be a lot, no matter how much you do, even 45 minutes or 30 minutes can be a lot, for someone like me or someone who's overweight. But 8 hours, that's insane. No wonder you went back to being overweight. Like, who would want to do that? And also, like, losing 60 pounds in 6 months, I don't know. I don't know if that's quick. I feel like it depends on who you are. But the way she's saying it is as if it happened in a way that, like, was too quick, And someone in the comments said she wasn't losing it for the right reasons, And the thing is that I'm not going to pretend like there isn't a case in this world where people get skinny and they don't like it. It happens. It's rare, but it happens. And they don't always need to be those people who are in those feeder communities, you know? It happens. And so she wasn't happy with her body, and you know, that's fine. But at least she's acknowledging it was her choice. It wasn't just like forced upon her. Anyways, it's done.
As I believe in society, especially in America, we have this idea that, oh yeah, all fat people ate themselves that way, that they just sit at home and they're lazy and they don't do anything and they ate themselves that way. But they don't take into account people who have a disease. They don't take into account people who work out and their body is just built that way. So there are all of these other factors that the average person who's judging people don't take into account, and they just look at someone and they say, oh, you're fat and you're not doing anything about it.
But I also want to throw out there, like, it is possible that people have eaten themselves to that point, but then you look at, like, why did that happen? Like, there's trauma, there's rough coping mechanisms, there's so many different things that can lead to somebody resorting to that and then eating themselves into this situation. Because I know that's what happened to me. I didn't choose it, but it happened.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack right there. And again, I'm Black. The white woman made some good points. So did the Black girl. I was just saying the white woman made some good points that I haven't heard before that I want to address. But the Black girl, she's made points that I've heard before. So that I'm just referring, I don't care about their names. So just gonna refer to as nipple guy, Black girl, Asian girl, white girl, because that's what I see and that's what I know. White girl 1, white girl 2, because there's 2 white girls and there's two white guys. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm being too bad. Anyways, okay. So what the Black woman said was like, you know, that there's a stereotype that all Black, oh no, you could probably tell that I say that something stereotypes about Black people often. Anyway, there's a stereotype that fat people, you know, just sit and they're lazy and they eat. That I feel like is what fat people think that other people who are criticizing them about health think that they think. Okay, was that confusing? Yes. What I'm saying is like, yeah, that's a typical stereotype. But that's just like saying that racist people think that Black people eat fried chicken and watermelon. Like, yes, there are racist people who exist and think that that's all we do, but it's a rare part of racist people. There are fat people who shame, you know, fat, and it's probably bigger when it comes to fat people. There's probably a bigger percentage of people who think that, you know, we're just lazy, we don't do anything, we just sit on our ass all day, you know. But the thing is that I don't know, I'm dumb, I don't know statistics, but fat people make up a lot of America and a lot of the world, and we do things. We have jobs. We're managers, CEOs, billionaires, owners of things. We do things. We get around. You know, it's been proven that overweight people do things, you know. So yeah, like that stereotype is stupid and it's not realistic. You know, we don't just sit around and eat. You know, do we eat a mass quantity of things? In most cases, yes, we do, but it's not like just like all the time. We're always nibbling on something. You know, maybe for some people it is, but it's like it's here and there. We eat a certain amount of calories to maintain our overweight status or to gain weight slowly. You know, it's not something that happens overnight. Just like losing weight isn't something that happens overnight. It happens gradually through our life, you know? Like a year, you gain on 10 pounds. And if you do that every single year, you know, you're gonna get big one day. And so I'm not saying that you know, it's hard to say it's a choice, because when I hear that, I want to say yes instantly, you know, because I worry about what it means if I don't say it's a choice. Like if I don't say it's a choice, it could mean like, oh, then if it's not a choice, then you can't lose weight. And that's not true at all. So is it a choice? In most cases, yes, you know, but there are some hard, like, you know, things to say, like what the white woman was saying was that, like, you know, there's trauma and there's other things that can cause somebody to eat. And I feel like most people might not have the resources to acknowledge that that's what it is. But for me, I believe that most overweight people, if they want to be healthy and live a good life and blah, 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 you know, not die early, they should seek looking into losing weight. And once they look into losing weight and seek that, they can get the help they need. You know, like for me, I'm lucky that I don't think that my overweight me being overweight has any correlation with the trauma that I faced. And I do have trauma, but it has to do with my all or nothing mentality. Either I'm eating really healthy or I'm eating really bad. That's an all or nothing mentality. It has to do with my childhood. Because I when I was up until I was like in fifth grade, I was skinny, and then suddenly I was just overweight. Not suddenly, it happened gradually, but it happened, and then I've been overweight since. And so I feel like once I got to the age where I could actually make my own choices and make my food, I've been actively not actively, I'd say like the opposite of actively making that choice to be overweight. And one thing I want to say is that I feel like when saying fat, like being fat as a choice or plus size, whatever, it's to fat people, even to me, it sounds accusatory. Like being fat is a choice. You have a decision. And most people do say it in that way. Most people who are mean. But for me, what I would say is yes, being fat is a choice. But it's a set of small habits that we've created through our life that we did subconsciously. Just like any kind of bad habit. Overeating is a really bad habit, and I've created it, and it's hard to get rid of, but I'm trying. And that's what really matters. It's not how you got there, it's what you do with what you have now. Like how I got here, it does matter, in order to help me lose weight, but it doesn't matter other than that in the grand scheme of things. What matters is what I'm doing now to change it in order to be healthy for myself. And the thing is, I know it's funny, like whenever it comes to fatness, health seems to be the most important thing. Unlike when there's other topics where it doesn't really seem to be that important. But for me, I don't smoke because it's unhealthy and because I think it's gross. And every time somebody smokes, I want to throw their cigarette on the ground. I'm not that kind of jerk who's out like, I'll start coughing. But I don't like it. I hate the smell. And living in New York, it's like I smell it all the time. There's other things that I don't do for health. And the thing is that health isn't this optimum that's like at the top, like, oh my God, it's so important. Yes, I want to be skinny because I'm young and I want to be pretty, and I want to be more attractive to males and females, like, yes, there are those things, and I'm not going to lie and say that they're not true, but health is important to me, and I don't have a good family history, and I'm not, I really can't guarantee these people do either. But yes, I am going to speak a lot about health. Go ahead and get annoyed if you want. But it's relevant. It's very relevant to this discussion because the mass of your body is a correlation or whatever to your health, and it's hard because I know that just, let's say like I have cancer. I didn't get lung cancer because I was overweight, so I'm not saying that it's always the case, but it doesn't help. That's what I'm saying. And I feel like it's an important part of this discussion. It is important. So I know people get upset about it. They get upset about it because it's true. It's like getting upset about a point that makes sense, And let's keep going. I'm getting tired of my voice.
I've been criticized for my size. 3, 2, 1, go.
Come on, that's an easy one. Come on, bro.
When I first went back to Korea, which is like the country of my parents, and like it was amazing for me. And I was like, wow, I look like everyone else, right? Like this is my home country. This is supposed to be my place. It's not my place because I'm fat. And so walking down the street, people are like, do you know how easy it is for you to get liposuction here? They won't even scar because they can do it pretty for an Asian person or whatever.
My God.
I had family said, you know what? We'll fix your ears, we'll fix your nose, we'll fix your eyes, your lips, and all your fat. And that is just, it's mind-boggling to me that you would even think to offer that or think that I dislike my body. And I think that's also the thing. The critique comes from this idea of you must hate how you look. So let me help you.
I think everyone in this entire room has been criticized for their body. Like it doesn't really matter what size you are. You could be the skinniest girl in the world. You're gonna be called like a fat bitch. Like if you think that this is like exempt from you because we're bigger or we have different body types, like no. We've all been shamed for our bodies.
People feel that they have the right to come up to you and impose their views onto you about your personal body. The fact that I have rolls on my belly and big thighs doesn't make me any less of a human being. My body is not for you. I didn't ask you. That's it.
Okay, that was good. Ooh, I wonder, ooh, this question, ooh, okay. So there was some comments that were like, they should have asked this question. They should have asked these questions. And I agreed with them. But this question, ooh, this is close to like what I wanted. Ooh, I can't wait for the answer. Anyways, let me respond to that back stuff. Yeah, everybody's been discriminated for their size. And I'm really glad that Nipple Guy said that because it's true. Like, literally everybody has been discriminated in some cases for their size. If you haven't, you are very lucky. And maybe not your size, but just anything about your body. You know, your nose, your mouth, your lips, your skin color. Like, come on. You know, I have many stories, you know, of both, you know, and probably a bunch more I don't remember because it's just like, you know, like whatever. But yeah, it happens to everybody. That's really all I have to say about it. Like, it sucks, and it really does. And I feel like, you know, people who fat shame, it doesn't work. And it's been proven that it doesn't work, and it's just awful. So the people out there who do that and think that they're actually helping overweight people are stupid because it's not helping anybody. It's just making people feel worse about themselves. Let's continue. Oh, wait. Let me make my prediction first. Okay, so people in the comments said that a lot of these people were like body positive people. I really wonder if any of these people are going to say that they agree or disagree or agree. I really wonder. Like, this, I feel like whoever says they want to lose weight, if no one says it, then they're all body positive, in my opinion. Like, it shows what kind of people they chose for this video with this question. Anyways, let's go. Please, just one person, one or two people, please. Please, someone say they do, please. All right, okay.
The reason like I hesitated so much is because I will love the way I look no matter what. At the same time, like if I like was to keep dancing and keep going to the gym and all this, and then I just like
Oh my God! Whoa! Oh wait, this is a weird.
happened to lose.
Oh my God, is this the girl that was like doing that cool dancing video once that got like a bunch of views? I knew I recognized her. Is this that girl? That was cool. Anyway, sorry.
Lose weight, like I'd also be like, cool. I'll just love myself no matter what. Is pretty much what I'm saying.
Oh, bye.
No, so
See ya.
I want to be here because this is like the work that I do, and I feel like doing this is gonna like make. I feel like being here, someone's gonna say something to me and be like, oh, like you aren't for body positivity, you aren't for fat activism, you aren't for liberation, but like that has nothing to do with anybody else besides me. I think like if I this and I'm not saying,
okay?
I'm not being honest with myself, but saying like, you know what, sometimes I do think about losing weight because I do, and like everyone does.
Because there's privileges when you're smaller. So it's like, it's natural to think, I want to be smaller because there's so many more options for me if I'm smaller, but I don't want to lose weight.
Really? I really feel like we could have had some more discussion on that. They could have added a little bit more. First of all, oh God, can you imagine having a choice to decide whether or not you want privileges? I'd be kind of extra with that, but I don't know. I don't like. Okay, so this question too, it's hard because yes, I do like. It's undeniable when you go into a store. There's gonna be sizes like, you know, me finding I'm a size like 16, you know, 18. It depends, and that finding that is hard, you know, and a lot of that is because I've got, you know, quite a big badonkadonk to be. I actually cringe at myself for just saying that. In my head, I cringe, and I said it out loud anyway. But yeah, like I feel like if I had an average size bottom, I wouldn't have that much trouble, you know. But since I'm overweight and I have that bottom, it combines to make me be a size that's harder for me to find. Anyways, so yeah, yes, you know, skinny people and people who are regularly sized have that privilege. And like I guess there's other privileges. They're probably going to mention some. But do I think that they shouldn't exist in the world? No. I feel like the world is going to cater to most people, you know. And although the world is increasingly getting bigger, I feel like there's only so much that can be done. And I feel like the world is trying to adjust to those kinds of bigger people, you know. And what I would say is that you know, it's kind of like being really short or being really tall. There's going to be inconveniences for everybody, you know, like even women, like even if I like my sister, she's like she's skinny, you know, or regular size, even no, like skinny, and she has trouble like finding different types of clothing because she has a bigger bottom too, and even with her arms and stuff like that, it's gonna suck for everybody. Clothing sucks for everybody. I feel like, you know, like I feel like it's not really easy for anybody. I'm not saying, but it's definitely a bit more difficult if you're overweight. I'm just saying, you know, it's not easy for anybody. And so I get what he was saying, you know, about, you know, being skinny, you do have more privileges, and that's true, and that's one of the reasons I want to lose weight, you know. But if the privileges aren't good enough for him, that's fine. One of the privileges is having better health. um, and that will only be happening if I lose weight in a healthy way and continue to eat healthily after I lose weight. Not if I lose weight in a really unhealthy way and, you know, just drink Red Bull and eat Twinkies, you know, but only like 2 a day or something. Like, I acknowledge that skinny people can be unhealthy, you know. Yeah, anyways, keep going.
Get more privileges. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, wait.
Really? Really? He was really about to go to disagree. Wow, these people are really like quick at changing their minds. I really wanted to see what she had to say. She was going all the way. Was she joking? Was that a joke? Maybe that was a joke.
For me, since I am a dancer, it is the most annoying thing. Like, I go to auditions and I'm the only like plus size person there. And literally, if you go to a concert
Even
and see
she's using quotations around plus size. Like, they all just, I know they want to say fat. I know they want to say fat. It's so stupid. Like, just say fat. Just say fat. No one wants to say plus size. Not even fat people want to say plus size, in my opinion. Anyways, keep going.
artist, you will like never see someone that looks like me dancing back up for like Chris Brown. All they care about is, you know, oh, sex sells,
Well,
and you know,
Chris
plus
Brown
size.
sucks, so I wouldn't want to dance background dance for him. But I get what she's saying. I definitely agree.
Isn't sexy, which it is obviously, but they can't get that, you know, out of their heads that skinny is like the like top tier of like life.
So what kept you though from on the strongly agree?
I don't really know. I just felt like it was like it's like a big choice.
The world is created with smaller bodies in mind. Like everything we experience, when you sit in a folding chair, when you go on an airplane, when you go to the movie theater,
that's
and the
the
unfortunate truth
standard.
is our population is not that small. So just like organically speaking, smaller people have bigger privileges because the world is designed like for them.
I had to quit a whole career because of my size. Like, I got my first degree in musical theater performance. I was ready to go to Broadway. And then through college, I gained 65 pounds. And not only did I watch my professors lose interest in me, but I watched casting people lose interest in me. And that's how I ended up in education, because I want to teach that that's not okay. You can play any role, because that's what's baffling to me, is that we're in an age where in theater, we can suspend our disbelief that like animals can talk and things like that, but we can't accept that a plus size person could have somebody fall in love with them unless it's Hairspray. Like, that's the only story we get, and that's infuriating.
I love my.
All right. I'm trying to remember what I wanted to say. Yes, organically, like I was saying before, actually. But I don't like stealing his wording. But organically, I didn't like that usage of naturally. It's the same thing, Indigo. Anyways, my name's Indigo. The world is built for skinny people or regular sized people. And that's because it's the norm, or it was the norm, you know, and has been for a lot of years. It's slow, like I said, it's slowly getting, you know, bigger, and the norm is becoming, you know, overweight or obese people, you know. And also the norm, it doesn't convenient. It's not. It's inconvenient for even people who are skinny, you know, who have certain bigger areas, you know, or smaller areas. Like, it's not built for smaller people. It's not built for taller people, you know, like, but there's no like one person it's really built for, you know, like even skinny, like, you know, girls, like it's not always built for them in certain ways, you know. But, you know, I definitely agree that skinny people do have certain privileges. You know, I guess I just don't like the word skinny privilege because I feel like it's so strong. Like it's the same thing as the word feminist. Like I feel like it has so many like bad things behind it. But yes, skinny people do have a certain privilege, but I believe it's a privilege that is, I don't know if it should change. You know, I'm not saying that fat people don't deserve certain privileges, like being able to wear clothing and sit in booths and stuff like that. I'm just saying that I feel like we shouldn't go out of our way to make these huge accommodations, you know, unless, but I know that our population is slowly getting bigger, but unless it's not, I just feel like it's not really inconveniencing us to this huge point where it's like we really need to do something, you know, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. This one I disagree with, and some fat activists, hate people might say that that's the key problem with my viewpoint. Come on. I'm glad that these people love their body, but they couldn't have anybody who kind of like really did want to lose weight and didn't like their body. Is this all they have in Seattle? Really? Come on, guys.
I love my body, but it took a lot of time to get there. When I graduated college and I was in like the biggest place that I've ever been, I was in a depression that I can't even like begin to explain about
Sorry,
it.
the biggest like.
And then when I
like
went off to
city,
grad
or?
school, I was like, something has to change. New city, new me. And so I got
you're
up
in a
every
small
morning
city
and
now.
I looked in the mirror and I was like, what can I like about myself
Aw.
today? And I learned how to just love every little part of me because it is mine. It belongs to me. And if I don't love it, who is going to?
So what keeps you there?
That it took so much time to get there.
In being plus size,
That's kind of like losing weight. You know, I feel like with losing weight, I feel like the way that I'll be able to keep it off is knowing that it took so long to get here. I've been doing it for 2 years, man. And for me, it's like I've decided that I'm going to actually try to lose weight 2 years ago. Not that I've been consistently losing weight for 2 years, because that is wrong. What I would say is that honestly, let me just keep going and I'll tell you guys.
I don't love it, I don't hate it, it's here for me and it's got me this far. It's sabotaged me in a lot of ways and that's its own journey. I just think for like a lot of like younger folks,
really
like
hot.
when I was your age or younger, people said either hate your body or love your body. I wasn't either way and I was in the middle, and so you feel so stuck and so you feel so alone, and it's this idea of it's okay if you don't love your body, it's okay if you're not obsessed with it, just be kind to yourself, and that's good enough. If you can be kind to your best friend, you can be kind to yourself, and so that is why I am here.
Every morning I'll wake up and I will like get out of bed and I'll look in the mirror and I will literally just like I'll rub like my chest, like rub my stomach, I'll like shake my ass and like touch my thighs. So, like I want to like shower myself with love every day.
I just didn't
and that's like really important to me to give myself the time to be like, oh, I appreciate my body for what it does for me. Like, do I want to change? Sometimes, sure. Will it? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But like at the end of the day, like I will love it regardless because it is like a home for me and my soul.
Oh, that's it. That's the end. Okay, all right. Let me make my comments then. Stop sharing. No. Okay, so let's take my glasses off. Ooh, sexy. What I would say, I'm really tired. I'm like kind of like, I don't love my body. I don't hate it either. And so I really like what that Asian girl was saying, where she's kind of like in the middle. I'm definitely in the middle. Also, I feel bad for saying that reaction to him like shaking his butt. I don't like twerking or shaking butts at all. It just anybody, it doesn't matter who you are. This is me out. So that's why I made that reaction. I wasn't doing it at him. Anyways, I feel like loving your body is like seen as so important now. And the thing is, I think that it definitely is important, you know, loving the whatever. I'm trying to be poetic. Loving your body is important because you're gonna have it for your whole life. You're not gonna ever switch to another body. Like, yeah, you can make modifications, you can change your body, but at the end of the day, it's still your body, you know? and you're never gonna make anything really drastic where you have a completely different body. Like it's never gonna be the same, you know. There's always gonna be parts of you there, you know. And so I think it's important to at least, you know, what we're saying, like even if you can't love your body, be kind to yourself, you know. And that's what I'm trying to do as I lose weight to this process. I feel like that even though I have such a huge like staunch, you know, opinions against fat acceptance, body positivity, and stuff, I still feel like some of it's been ingrained a little bit into my head, like especially the points of like you can't love yourself and, you know, want to lose weight. You know, when I just don't see that as true, you know, like but it just I don't have any reasons in my head, but I just know that that's not true. Like I feel like you can like I can just accept who I am and still want to change, you know, like not even with weight loss, but just like with everything. I can always be better. And the thing is, that's just who I am. And like, no matter what, I just know that I'll never move to that acceptance route, that fat acceptance, like, you know, not the be accepting my body, but like, you know, the movement, because I will always want to be better. I always want to have better grades. I always want to, you know, have better sleeping habits, have better this, have better that, you know, and do I achieve that very often? No, I just have those thoughts, but I still work at it, and those thoughts plant seeds in my head, you know, and I keep going because that's all that I can do is keep going. That's all I have, you know. And so that's really where I wanted to end this video off. I didn't really have anything that I hugely like disagreed with, to be honest. Like, you know, obviously I think I kind of disagree with everything they were saying, but I mean, like, I wasn't like, you know, with the fat logic where I'm like, like though I feel like the fat logic people are like off the deep end, honestly. Like there's no recovering for them. But these people, maybe you see them on like a couple other posts on fat logic, but like I feel like it's just more reasonable when you have people talking. I feel like on the internet and social media, like things can be taken such out of proportion. Like even with the people on Fat Logic who post there, you know, I feel like it can be taken out of context and things like that. So yeah, it just seems more insane there. Anyways, I'm gonna peace out. Thanks for watching. Peace out.